Everyone. Welcome to the virtual race briefing for the 2023 Beach House Hotel Hervey Bay 100 and also the HitFM 50, which gets a special mention this year because it's happening on Saturday, separate to the 100. Got the schedule with racing Saturday, bit of extra stuff happening on Friday with the registration upstairs at the Beach House Hotel for both events, and also our expo running down in the park. The rest of the info is there for your 50, 100 and also the barge to beach. So have a good look at that and work out your timelines for your time up here in Hervey Bay. I want to welcome you here on behalf of the Hervey Bay Triathlon Club that does put this on. Our team of volunteers puts in the effort to have this race here. Special thank you to Phil Hungerford, who's officially our race director, has been with us since the start, helped us start this race. A lot of you know him from the Bribey Tri Series. Great support from Triathlon Australia again this weekend, being a qualifier for Worlds in Townsville next year. Our technical delegate is Sue Boyd and our race referee is Riaz. Many of you know these people. We welcome them here and thank them for helping us make this a fun, safe and fair race. Special thank you to my Hundy crew, Paul Smith, who's our club president, Tanya Field, David Price, Kirsty Smith, Carly Goss and Brian Harrington all put in hundreds of hours of their own time to put this race on for you. So a thank you from them and me. The race preparation. So your tattoo is going to go on your arm, your bike sticker around your seat post, helmet goes on the front of your helmet, the helmet sticker. Your bib, you only need to wear that on the run. You're welcome to put it on the ride, but you only need it on the run. Try and get it visible from the front so your photos will get tagged. Timing chip on your left ankle so it doesn't get caught in your chain. Your wristband does need to stay on so we know that you're on a person that's allowed to be on course, and obviously that's your ticket to collect your beer afterwards at the beach house. Teams, you swap your timing chip at each end of the team's transition. So at one end, the swimmer will give the chip to the cyclist, and the other end, the cyclist will give that chip to the runner. You'll be able to check that out once transition's set up late on Friday. Keep an eye on when your athlete's going to arrive. Make sure you're there ready to go. And if you want to, you can certainly go down the finish sheet as a team to celebrate your finish. Have a look at the race rules. There's been a few rules changed this year on the triathlon website there. Have a look at those rules. We're going to go through a few of them, but you do need to know the rules for racing. Got draft busters out there on course. We'll go through that later. Littering, we want to keep our town beautiful, so please don't be throwing rubbish away. Do know the course. We're going to go through that now, but have a little look at it. Make sure you know what's going on, especially in and out of transition. Swim course. Changed the swim course this year back to something a little bit simpler for you. Okay, our turns are marked with pink buoys, and the white buoys there are sighting buoys only. Okay, so let's have a little look at that. In the 100, straight out to the pink buoy along the back, you've then got two right turns when you've gone past race precinct, and enjoy that last few hundred metres back into the tide, and then turn left at the last pink buoy to get you into the beach. The 50 course is nice and simple, literally rectangle, out and right, along and right in to the beach. Wetsuit, the thing that everyone asks about, we've done a water temp reading. It's between 25 and 26 at the moment, and we've had some rain and wind, so really hard to see it being a wetsuit optional swim. Feel free to pack it if you desperately want to hang on to that dream, but we don't think you're going to get to take it out of the bag. If you're in a team, the race number tattoo gets worn by that swimmer. Okay, your swim cap designates your wave start, obviously, and we do need you to wear that. That's a water safety rule for us. There's your wave starts. So 50 wave starts at the top, 100 wave starts below. The age categories listed in those wave starts include all age groups within that range. If you're your humpback or your minkies, or you're an AWD athlete, just start within your normal wave. We'll identify that in the timing system that your results will get shown in those particular categories, but you're just starting as per your age group. Transition flow there, we think it's pretty simple. Just have a look at that map, have a walk around when you get here to Hervey Bay and have a look at how that will work. The only difference that we'll get to is the 50 exit, which isn't super clear on that map, but on the day it will be absolutely clear and you can't head the wrong direction. Cycle course, so for those of you that are directionally compromised, when you leave transition, you're going to head towards Urangan, which is east. So trying to keep that mounting line clear, get through the line so that you don't get run over by people coming behind you. So just do that nice and safely. You're going to turn pretty much once you get clipped in, about a kilometre down the road. There's a turn. If you're in the 100, that's where the rubbish zone and the bike aid station will be. So rubbish zone before the turn and the aid station just after, with your nice cold bottle of water there given to you by volunteers if you need it. Then you're going to head all the way down the esplanade. So long as you don't actually turn anywhere, you can't really get lost. The only turn on the course up at Gattaca's Hill has fencing up on it, so you can't not go down the right street. If at any stage you're not near the water, you have gone the wrong way. Can we just raise the dismount line? We're a little bit stuck with where we can do dismount for the course here. If you're aware of where it is, it's not a problem at all, but we do get people that the red mist comes down on race day and they go really quickly past transition and the stopping zone is a little bit short if you've got some speed on. So please, on one of your laps, have a little look left as you go past transition, look at where that dismount line is so that you can pull off to the left and get off your bike safely when it's time to end your cycle. Okay, we are a non-drafting race. We've got draft busters out there. You need to keep 10 metres between your bike and the bike in front of you, and if you're in the 50, or 12 metres if you're in the 100, and your passing time is 20 seconds for the 50 or 25 for the 100. They're on different days this year, so we're applying the specific rules for those race distances. Okay, so when you're passing someone, continue getting past them at a good pace, all right, and then continue on with your race. If you're behind, don't go jumping on that wheel. We do try and keep this race very fair. We don't overload our course, so there's no excuses for drafting. Please don't pass on the left. It's illegal, and more than that, it's dangerous. We want to get everyone safely to the end of this race. Can you just take a second and pass safely out there? Rubbish, the only rubbish zone is just before and after that eastern turn point. Okay, so can we make sure that's where we're dropping any rubbish? We will have a trailer for water bottles to get thrown into on the way into that turn, far enough away so that you're not on the brakes. If you do something wrong, the TAs are out there to do a job, right? So please respect their decision. They're not doing it to ruin your race. They're doing it because they believe you've made an infringement. So follow through and know about those rules. There is 3-minute and 5-minute penalties, stop-go penalties, or if you've been really naughty, you're going to get the red card. Let's have a discussion with the race referee and work out what you've done wrong and sort that out. So if you get a penalty, do it on the lap it's issued. We've got radio comms out there. They do know that you need to do it. If you don't stop, you're going to get booted. Okay. If you get penalised 3 times, you're going to be disqualified. The penalty box area will set out, which is near the bike entry transition, just after the dismount line. Aid station. So sorry, people in the 50, you're only doing 2 laps. You don't need any cold water for that. So make sure you've got enough supplies to keep you going. But for the people in the 100, the aid station is just after that eastern turn point. So if you're going to get a bottle, please slow down. Make it clear to the volleys that you want a bottle. They're going to bring one out and let you grab it off them. Okay. The drop zone we mentioned before is just before the turn point, but there is a drop point after the turn point as well. If you've got to fill up integrated hydration or something, you can do that. We do expect that you'll have enough water to last 40 Ks. It will be open at a minimum from when the leading athletes go past on their 3rd lap. Okay. Remember, these bottles are just water. Keep your nutrition somewhere else, right? These are going to be just water bottles, but they are stored in a cold room. If it's a hot day out there, they're going to be nice and cool. You're going to love looking forward to that cold bottle of water. Run course. Anyone that's done the race before, the run course really hasn't changed, especially for the 100. So you're going to head up towards Urangan, which is east. If you're running the 100, right, you're just going to keep running until you hit the turn point, turn and come back. It really is super easy. The only difference for your 50 athletes is that you're turning after transition, and we'll show you that on a map soon. slightly different turn points for the 50 because we've got to dodge the markets on the Saturday. Okay, so 50 athletes, you're doing a half lap at the start and then a full lap. Your 100 athletes, your 3 laps as usual. So there's the little change for the 50. So just as you go out the run exit, you're not going to be able to do anything else. There's going to be fencing there. It's going to throw you in a U-turn, and you're going to head down to the western end for the first little bit. So that's a half a lap, and then you go all the way up to the eastern end, and then back down to the western end, and then up to the finish chute. Turn point, as we mentioned, is a little bit different for the 50. The whole course has moved slightly west, so your turn point up at the eastern end is a little bit earlier than when you turn for the 100, which means you've had to add some distance down at that western end. So you're going to run past the playground. You're going to go about 300-400 metres past the aid station down at that end before we turn you down at Seafront Oval on the path between the buildings and the water. But that, once again, will be well signposted. You're not going to be able to miss that one. There's the 100 run course, same as ever. The little loop down that eastern end where the aid station is. So you're just running around the concrete path. It's all well signposted, so it shouldn't be any dramas at all. So let's make sure no one's giving you outside assistance on the run course. No one running along beside you, no one riding along beside you. Lots of our course, we do have the road right there. The road might be open by the time you're running, so don't have someone riding along the road beside you. The TO spots that, it's going to be the end of your race. As per the TO rules, no headphones, mobile phones, cameras or anything are allowed there. Okay, and let's make sure your bib is on facing the front so we can get good photos of you. So there's aid stations. These are all out for the 50 and the 100. So down at the western turn point at All Abilities Park for the first one, then the Sailing Club, which is just up from transition, and then Madigan's, which is the seafood store opposite that aid station down there, which is probably 500 to a kilometre short of the eastern run turn. Those aid stations are going to have water, Coke, our infinite speed mix, and plenty of ice. Right. Let's grab cups from the tables where we can, but our volunteers will be there. And can we try and get our cups in the bin? We don't want to be cleaning up a million cups. If you can get them in the bin, more power to you. So the cut-offs, got a 1 hour cut-off for the 100. Okay, so everyone's got an hour to finish the swim. Right? We do need to reopen the road, so you need to be heading out on your last lap by around 10 a.m. Right? We start to reopen the road at 10:45. So you've got plenty of time. If you're prepared, you're going to get there. If you get an early way to start, you've got even a little bit more time to finish. Okay. So run cut off, we've got about 2 hours after the bike cut off. So 2.5 hours after the run, we're going to pull the pin at 1:30. Righto. We are going to start having to do some pack up. Righto. Our volleys come in and we start doing that. Things like transition are going to start being packed up. We're not trying to give you a hurry up. We're not booting you off course. We're just trying to get some of our work done so we can start enjoying celebrating with you. So the finish sheet's that last one that's going to go down. It's going to be there until basically everyone that wants to finish will be able to finish. 50 is a little bit different. Okay, you've got about 45 minutes swim minimum. So we need to get that finished so that we can get our water safety out to the barge to beach. But that should be plenty of time to do your 1K swim. Right. Once again, our ride cut off then, we need to get the road reopened at 9:30, so you'll need to be out on your last lap by 8:30 a.m. Okay, run course, we're going to leave it open till 11 a.m. when our presentations are. Realistically, that's 5 hours for anyone. If you've done a bit of training, you're going to get finished in 5 hours. We've got our cool recovery crew there, Unique Soul supporting that area this year. You're going to have some jelly beans, usual fruit, water, ice in there. If it's a busy time and you're feeling good, we'd like you to move through there. We're going to have plenty of room there, but if you are feeling okay, head off and start enjoying the celebration with family and friends. But if you do need some help, please let us know. We've got our QAS paramedics, we've got our first aid people there. So let's do that. A quick note, unfortunately this year we've been unable to secure massage staff, so there won't be the luxury of a quick rub down after the 100 this year. So that's a bit of a sad one for us, but hoping to get that sorted again for next year. Okay, so timing, just to reiterate some of the important things. So race morning is racking. Okay, no racking the night before. So 4:30 to 5:30 a.m. for both races. So just make sure you're there ready. Don't get yourself rushed. Um, can we please make sure we don't use the Beach House Hotel car park? They're still operational. Yes, we take over the pub pretty much, but during the day they do need that car park to be available. There's plenty of off-street parking. Lots of you are going to ride your bikes down anyway. So if you are driving a car, just be a little bit careful, please. Down at the swim start, only athletes are going to be allowed down onto the beach. As we get later and the wave starts, there's going to be less and less beach as the tide comes in. So spectators are up on the hill behind that start. Our bag drop, we'll have a tent somewhere between the transition and recovery area. So keep an eye out for that tent. We'll have that manned when there's people around, just so that nothing gets knocked off, hopefully. Transition will open, a little bit variable there. As soon as people are off the cycle course and no one's using transition anymore, we'll get that open for the speedy people to start getting their bikes out. And the important stuff. So let's have the biggest after party in triathlon once again. So both days you can claim your finishers glass over at the pub from 11:30 a.m. We'll have staff over there cutting your wristband off and giving you your glass. You'll then take your wristband up to the bar, be able to fill up your finishers glass with your Hahn 3.5 or a James Squires ginger beer. Okay? So particularly on Sunday, people can head over there. I think the pub's going to be prepared for us from about 11 a.m. Let's go over and start having your party, because if you leave it too late, we're going to jam up the bars for getting your glasses filled. Presentations will start upstairs at 2:30. Okay, we're going to open the bar up there from around about 1 p.m. If it gets a bit busy, then may open that a little bit earlier.